Hey guys, welcome to another Shop Don't Stop video. On today's video, we're going to be swapping out this E92 M3 steering wheel with this old one here. So throughout the video, I'm going to show you how to do that safely and then show you the new one on there. So as you guys can see, this is the old wheel here and this is the new wheel. So a lot better looking, new condition, got it Alcantara wrapped. And we have the blue stripe here color matched with the car, which is Le Mans blue. Alright guys, so for this video, going to use an impact wrench, a 10 millimeter with an extension to get the battery out, 16 millimeter to get the steering wheel bolt out, T25 to swap those steering wheel buttons, and then a flathead screwdriver, as well as a torque wrench. That should be all you need for this video. Alright, so to disconnect the battery, you're going to want to go to the trunk here, and on the right side, you'll have this little tab, turn it counterclockwise, and then pull from this side right here. And you pull that out, it should all just come out like that. Get your 10 millimeter with the extension, and if you look closely right there, you're gonna see that right here is where your bolt is. So just loosen that up like so. That's the negative terminal there. And then once you get that loose, you can pop it off. And then what I like to do is wrap a rag around it, just to make sure it's not going to touch anything. And don't close your trunk because now your battery is disconnected. So if you have an electronic trunk release, it will not open again. So what I recommend is if you also want to put a rag here, but I'm just not going to close the trunk. All right, so the next step is going to be removing the airbag now that the battery is disconnected. So as you can see on the new wheel, there's a dimple here and then a dimple on this side. And what that does is that'll release this mechanism right here to let you pop out the airbag. So what you want to do is get a long screwdriver and just pop that in there. I'm going to show you in a second on the old one, but just so you guys have a better visual before I do it. I got a long screwdriver like this, preferably as thin as possible, but as long as it's a flathead, you should be good. So what you want to do is, as you can see, this hole I already made here, it's already a little divot in there, so the hole will just open up. What you're going to do is just stick the screwdriver in there, and then you'll feel around a little bit and feel a little pin that you can push in. And once you push that in, the airbag should pop out like this. And I'm going to do it on the other side now and then fully pull the airbag out. Alright, so now I got the airbag off. It does take a little bit of fighting with it, so just keep trying different angles. What I found best was probably going about this deep and then angle it a little upwards like this. And you should feel like a pin or resistance, then you could push it in. I'll show you on the new wheel what it should look like. So what you want to do is, see these wires here, just disconnect those next and then get the airbag out of the way. And I'm going to do that here right now. So what you want to do is get your flathead screwdriver here. Pop the top of the tabs off. They don't come off, but just pop them up to unlock it. And then just wiggle them off. Then your airbag comes off like that. So I wanted to show you guys real quick what I was talking about when I said pins. So if you look on the right here, when I go in the back with the screwdriver, you can see that I was pushing this pin right here to release it. So that's all you need to go in really, and that's the mechanism of how your airbag comes off. I'm going to use an impact now with a 16 millimeter and an extension on it to get the steering wheel off. One tip is keep the wheel straight and make sure your wheels are lined up, so that way when you're putting the new one on, it goes on straight. Got this bolt out. Now I'm just going to put that to the side, make sure these wires don't get tangled up. So there's actually this little wire on here that's still attached. So I'm gonna have to disconnect these. To get these two clips off, this one just had a little pry area, so I pushed down on that and that popped out. And then this one, if you put the screwdriver in between the top there and then just kind of pull it out, there's no real tab holding it in, but that's how that one came out. And then you could just take the wheel right off. So once again, old wheel versus new wheel right here. And this one came with the new wiring and all that, so we just have to transfer these controls over. So there's 3 screws here, 1, 2, and then 3, and I'm using a T25 with an extension on it. So then just get those off and then we can move on to the next step. Alright, so I'm gonna flip it over here. So as you see, I kind of just wiggled those apart slowly, and then there's a little tab right here where this wire is being held on. You just pull it right through, and then this is what you should get off the old one right here. So those 3 spots are where we're gonna screw it into the new one and swap that over. So I'm just gonna go in reverse order here, and kind of just line everything up to pop those on. What might help is just taking these screws off a little bit in the back. And what you want to do is pop the top part in first and then kind of work your way around. And then push this back right through that tab right there. Should pop right in. We're just going to tighten these screws on the back, and then we should be good to put the wheel back on. Alright, so I'm back here with the new wheel. What we're going to do is line up the splines like we had the old one. And so I lined up that line right there with the bottom of the wheel. I'm not sure if that's exactly saying that it's in perfect alignment or not, but that's what I'm going by. And then now we just have to plug everything back together and should be all set. So now we're gonna go in reverse order here and reconnect everything that we disconnected. And then this should go right here. And so that clicked in. So I'm gonna put the bolt back on before putting the airbag on. What I'm going to do is just slowly go on with the impact wrench and then torque it down to 46 foot-pounds, which is the BMW spec. Got my torque wrench here. Gonna set it to 46 foot-pounds. Now that we got everything situated here, bolt is torqued down, steering feels good. We're gonna put this airbag back in, so what we're gonna do is just get that green wire in first. Pop that top tab on after you lock it in. Then the black, pop it on. And then make sure everything's lined up. Then just give it a nice push, and it's locked in there. The last thing we want to do here is put the battery back on. So earlier I put this around there just to protect it, but we're gonna slide that back underneath. Alright, so I got the battery reconnected. Now I'm gonna put this piece on. What we want to do is put the bottom in first like that, and then turn that black knob up there clockwise and it should lock it in. Thanks for watching another Shop Don't Stop video, guys. That wraps up our video here. This wheel was from Kobe Wheels. I'll put their name in the description down below if you guys are interested in getting one yourself. But everything looks good so far. We got the battery reconnected, so now we can just enjoy this good looking wheel. Leave any comments below if you have any questions and try to get those answered for you.